every time I shoot a deer on my property, I get a live weight and then I get a field dress weight, and I also age it with the lower jawbone, and I also kind of inspect it a little bit. You know, I'll inspect the feet, because if the feet are all jacked up, you see here, the lower feet, nice big deer, good sized deer, 140 pounds. I'm gonna guess she's at least 3.5 to maybe 5.5. We'll see when that comes, when I can get that lower jawbone out. But if the feet are kind of jacked up, you know, sometimes that's a survival of EHD, aphoratic hemorrhage disease, is where that biting midge. Sometimes they'll live through that bite and they'll carry that gene and pass it on to their offspring. But pretty good shape so far. Again, come down to here and I'll save that cape for a shoulder mount. I have two knife of choices ever since I started doing taxidermy. I almost use a scalpel for everything. It's so sharp, kind of dangerous. And then I got this old timer here I've had for about at least 30 years or so. Keeps a good edge, and they'll make knives like they used to sometimes. And then sometimes I'll use loppers. These are to get the lower jawbones out. But also, I learned from Dr. Grant Woods, has a nice video on cutting up this brisket from here, from the inside, and cutting that through, and everything just slides right out right into the garbage bag. I'm not going to do that to this one. I'm going to do it the harder way, a little bit messier way. That's why I got all the garb on, and just so it kind of all gets in the garbage sack and I can put it in a dumpster. Okay, a little warning on this. It could be unpleasant to your eyes, so just a good warning here. I'll put this in black and white so it's not so gross, but this is science. And I like to, so here is the sacks, the fetus sacks of this deer. She's got two, you can see. All right, we're gonna pull that out in a sec, and then I will pull the fetuses and age them. You can kind of feel in there, you can feel them, and I'll explain that process once I get them out. I won't show all that. Okay, I got it field dressed here. What, 105, 108, somewhere in there? That's pretty good. Okay, again, if you are queasy, don't like, these sort of things, again, I'll put it in black and white. But I would always have this for scientific research, just for my family or for a presentation. I can show people that want to see it, I guess. And so I have the fetus sack sitting here, the two fetus sacks. I'm just going to pull the fetus out. I'll show you this, how to do that. It's pretty easy. Just feel around, make sure you don't cut yourself. Okay, here we go. So you can feel around. Usually they're at the end of this. So here's one sack, here's the other one. Maybe there's not one in this side. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so you feel in here. You can kind of feel some. This is kind of a lump here. You can cut this out, but it isn't anything. I don't think it's the deer here. It is just the. It's kind of a hard looking thing. So. And there's one deer. So there's one fetus right here. So I must have accidentally cut that open. So you can obviously see it. resembles a deer. So this is, on the bottom of this should be the other one right here. So we'll just, because there's an umbilical cord, then maybe be able to see even the, if it's a doe or a buck. So we'll cut this open. Well, that's not it either. Huh. Okay, so I'm looking all over in here. It's pretty gross. And I only see one fetus. Looks like this one didn't take or didn't get bred again. That is not a fetus right there. Now, 25% of the time, a doe can be bred by two different bucks and have two different fathers, two different sires, and that is not a fetus. Okay, so only one fetus in the sacks. This appeared to be a buck. Yeah. You can see he was a buck. Okay, we've determined this fetus, little buck fetus, is about 58 days old. I'm going to now put it in some alcohol to preserve it for educational purposes, of course. Drop it in there. Okay. It'll sit in there for about a week or so. I'll have to change that one. You can see there is an example on here of how to put it on there, and the head at the end, the back along the edge, and then the rump. So then on the back of this, today is January 10th. That's 375. To be 58 days old, 317. So 375 minus 558 is 317. So on this called a Julian calendar, you go to find number 317. Alright. November. 315, 316, 317. November 13th. Is number 317. So this deer was bred on or about November 13th. Got a doe yesterday, had two fetuses in it. They're both females, and she was bred 2 days before that. She was bred, actually, yeah, 3 days before that. Either on November 11th, November 10th. We're doing the same thing. So, there you have it. Now I just have to get the age of this deer. Got weight, live weight, dressed weight. It had one fetus. It was a male. It was 58 days old, the fetus was. The conception date was about November 13th. Oh, I forgot to add, you could also add 200 days onto that and see about what time it was going to be born. So it's probably going to be late May, end of May probably when it was born. And I'll get the age and everything else. It was pretty good shape. The deer was... Alright, I just wanted to close out the story of this doe here. I caped it out. I am going to taxidermy the doe because I haven't done one yet. And I got the age of it. And I'll show a picture of the jawbone if you're into that thing, the lower jawbone. You know, it's not completely 100%, but it's one of the oldest deer I've ever shot. She was at least 6.5, I'm guessing. Could be older, could be 5.5, but look at the teeth wear. Tell me what you think on the picture. So thanks for watching. Got some venison in the freezer. Got some work to do. God bless y'all.